Hi children, today we are going to go back to looking at some leaves. I know you're becoming experts at looking at leaves very carefully and noticing all the detail on them. So well done. Now today what you're going to do is you're going to go into your garden and find a lovely big leaf, but it shouldn't be bigger than a piece of paper. And then what I want you to do is I've got two examples just for you to look at. I've got this one and I've got this one. I'm going to use this one for the activity because I love the way it's so big, and so the bigger the better. I don't want small leaves for this activity, they need to be big. Then what you're going to do is place it on your paper. It doesn't have to stand straight up, it can do what mine's doing, where it's going at a bit of an angle. Now once you've got it down, what you can do to help it not to slip and slide around is you can use some press stick and stick it down onto your cardboard or your paper so that it stays in place. Then we're going to trace around our leaf. Now I'm going to use a black pen so that you can see it nicely. You can also use a pencil. Now I'm going to start on this side where it touches the stalk, and I'm going to go as carefully as I can all the way around the shape of my leaf. It's got a bit of a pointy bit there, and then down the other side. It's very important that your leaf doesn't move. That's why a press stick is a good idea to keep it in place. And then I'm going to, whoopsie, my stalk moved. I have to put it back, and now I'm going to go around the edge of my stalk. There we go. And there is the shape of my leaf. Now once you've done the shape of your leaf, I'd like you to use either wax crayons or pastels, or if you don't have wax crayons or pastels, any sort of thing with colour that you've got at home that you can use paint over. So don't use paint for this part. It needs to be something with a waxy kind of finish, or oil like the pastels. Now what I'm going to do is look very carefully at the veins on this leaf. And I can see that from the stalk there's a main vein that goes all the way up to that pointy tip. And then it's got these thinner veins that come off that main vein to the sides of the leaf and even up to the top. So that's what I'm going to do with a pastel. Now I've got different shades of green. The one that matches this best, I think, is this one, because it's quite light on this one where the veins are. So I'm going to go from there all the way up to the tip, looking carefully at my real leaf. Then I'm going to do veins that go off to the side. I am pressing hard with my pastel, and if you're using a wax crayon, please also press very hard. Those twisty crayons will also work for this. And then once you've got all your veins drawn, of course you must do both sides. Once you've done all that, you're going to use watercolors, or you can use food coloring. I'm going to use my watercolors here, and I'm actually going to mix some colors. You've been so good at color mixing to make different shades of green this week, or last week I should say. So I think this week you're going to also be very, very good at that. Now I think I need a little bit more water. And what happens is, can you see how the paint doesn't actually stick where the wax is? So then we can see the veins beautifully on the leaf. Try your best not to leave any white spaces when you paint. Now, like I often say, I'm not going to have time to finish painting this whole leaf because I want to show you the next step. Now you are going to paint your whole leaf with shades of green. Now you can also use different shades, because remember, when we painted last week, we also looked at how different parts of the leaf have different shades of green. So you can also do that on this painting. Once your painting is done, put it outside in the sun so that it can dry. When it's dry, get your leaf again, and now you're going to need a pair of scissors. And what you're going to do is, as carefully as you can, you are going to cut along the outline of your leaf to practice those brilliant cutting skills of yours. Try your best to keep on the line, and then once your leaf is done, again, I'm not going to finish mine, but once you've cut the whole leaf out, I'd love you to post a picture of it on Seesaw for me. Thank you, boys and girls.